watching Wave 3 News.
Good morning, and thank you for waking up with us on Wave 3 News Weekend Sunrise. Here's a live look at our downtown SkyTrack. The sun is just peeking out from the clouds, and we are expected to have some rain later on today. So I hope you all are preparing and you are out somewhere staying dry. I am Melody Foree, and a sudden about face for the Bevin administration as it has restored dental vision and non-emergency medical transportation for nearly 500,000 Kentuckians who lost Medicaid coverage this summer. But many of them aren't ready to celebrate just yet. Wave 3 News reporter Connie Leonard explains why.
It was not who we want to be as Kentuckians.
The outcry came in July when hundreds of thousands of Kentuckians lost dental and vision benefits after the Bevin administration made cuts to coverage, citing costs. The cuts followed a federal judge's rejection of Bevin's overhaul plan for the state's Medicaid program. In a surprise move Thursday, the administration changed course.
They are going to re-implement those benefits.
Dental and vision appointments are back on, and providers will be paid by Medicaid retroactive to July 1st. A positive step, but many people, like Krista Seymour, fear attempts to overhaul the program will be back.
The Affordable Care Act and Kentucky's Medicaid expansion saved my life.
Seymour says she's not being dramatic. She's living with stage 4 thyroid cancer. In 2014, working freelance sports production, she got sick and got into Kentucky's Medicaid program. 4 years later, her medication is vital.
A medication that if I can't afford or don't have access to or don't take, I will die within 6 months to a year. I'm dependent on a pill for the rest of my life.
Seymour is medically frail and was never supposed to lose vision, dental, and non-emergency transportation benefits. She says she found herself fighting through red tape like others to prove her condition. With the possibility of the state's Medicaid overhaul coming back, a federal comment period has opened.
Those comments matter. The judge attached the comments from the last federal comment period to his opinion.
State health advocates say Kentuckians should voice their opinions. We've put a link to that story on our website at wave3.com. Louisville police have arrested one person in connection to a shooting that led to a chase. They're looking for another right now. A report of 2 cars exchanging gunfire led to LMPD chasing 2 vehicles. This started around 5:30 yesterday on Buchel Bank Road, snaked through Newburgh, and ended around Shepherdsville Road. The suspect that was captured crashed near the intersection of Shepherdsville Road and Newburgh Road. Anyone with information on the other suspect is asked to call 574 LMPD. There is a change of leadership at DuPont Manual High School in Louisville. After a long investigation, Principal Jerry Mays will be reassigned. Wave 3 News reporter Mike Fussell has more on the next steps for Manual.
A Manual PTSA statement says that the assistant principal will be taking over the daily operations of the school and that a search for a new leader will begin immediately. A letter of reprimand in further review. Now, JCPS officials confirmed Jerry Mays will no longer serve as the principal of DuPont Manual High School, a move 2018 Manual graduate Quintez Brown says he'd been calling for.
Very surprising news. It's been a very long investigation. That was disappointing actually because we were left out of the light. We didn't hear anything about it.
Mays received a letter of reprimand in 2017 following a discussion he had with 2 students in his office. Mays says he was unaware he was being recorded when he used colleagues' names, speaking critically while having a discussion with the students. Brown says, as president of the Black Student Union at the time, the things that bothered him most were other comments made about racial justice and discussions related to students wishing to kneel during the national anthem at football games.
You hear comments about our principal and how he really doesn't support the club, and that made me feel a little bit more voiceless.
Friday, Manual's PTSA released more information and expressed thanks to Mays for 37 years of support. And like Brown, looked to move forward.
Our biggest goal is to make sure students have a safe environment where they can learn and they feel welcome.
As for that climate, a 2018 JCPS survey asked students, including those at Manual, if their principal was an effective leader. The results at Manual, only 58% of students agreed or strongly agreed he was, an approval rating higher than only a couple other issues on the survey, including the quality of textbooks and enjoyment of school meals. That PTSA statement says that Mays will be reassigned to a non-instructional position within the district, but it's not clear where yet. In Louisville, Mike Fussell, Wave 3 News.
Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher is firing back following comments made from Republican mayoral candidate Angela Lee regarding his administration's handling of the LMPD Explorer investigation.
The comments aren't even worth commenting on in terms of their seriousness. So people are getting into the political season. You're going to unfortunately maybe hear some kind of outlandish remarks like that. But the main thing is justice for the kids. Let's focus on that and let's not have these distractions. And the community can see the work that we've proactively done to make sure this is going to take place.
Lee claims Fisher, his deputy mayor Ellen Heason, and LMPD police chief Steve Conrad all lied under oath. She's now calling for an audit of all investigations conducted during the Fisher administration that involved police sexual misconduct. The Louisville Zoo has announced it will rename its splash park following the fallout surrounded by Papa John's founder John Schneider. Last year, the Schneider family donated $1 million to help finish the zoo's snow leopard exhibit. The zoo is also home to the Papa John's Splash Park. After Schneider admitted to using that racial slur, the zoo released a statement. It is with the zoo's mission in mind that the Louisville Zoo Foundation Board has decided to change the name of the Splash Park to recognize Anita Schneider for her unflagging personal commitment to the zoo over nearly 20 years. Anita is Schneider's wife. While a new electric scooter company in the metro is not in operation, at least for now that is, the city says Bird's launch was premature. Now they're working with the scooter company to establish some safety guidelines. That means the bikes will be taken off the streets. Bird isn't fighting back. They released a statement saying in part, we look forward to working closely with the city on their permitting process so that Bird can be a reliable, affordable, and environmentally friendly transportation option for the community. Despite the issues, the city says they're excited to soon welcome the electric scooter business and think it'll be beneficial for both residents and tourists. Well, we've got a traffic alert to tell you this morning if you're heading out. Plan to travel along 7th Street. Some roads work in the area could slow you down. 7th Street will be reduced to 1 lane until the end of November. All of this work on the sewer line is to allow the capture of overflow points that currently flow into the Ohio River. This weekend, that same section of roadway will be closed to practice the flood wall closure required by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The work in the area is part of MSD's Waterway Protection Tunnel project. 7th Street will close for two or more day periods, July 27th, 28th, and 29th, and August 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The lane reduction will be on weekdays through November 3rd. Anyone using the Muhammad Ali Garage should enter from 6th Street during these closures. Do you or someone you know have a child that sits in front a screen all day? Well, coming up next, a new plan to get kids out of that screen days and into the park.